Yes, plus one class students, hello and good day to all. Today I am Amritpal Singh here welcoming you in the online class of economics. Students, in our previous video we had started a new chapter which was related with the concept of sources of collection of data. We discussed about primary sources and secondary sources, and we covered so much differences, 3-4 differences between primary and secondary sources of collection of data. Now in this video we are going to discuss that how basic data is collected, or what are the methods and modes of collecting primary data. So you can see on your blackboard, students, we have 4 different types of modes or methods by which we are able to calculate the primary data. Okay students, first one is direct personal investigation, and in examination the question is asked in such a manner that explain direct personal investigation, write its merit and demerit. What is indirect oral investigation, write its merit and demerit. In such a manner the question comes. Okay, now you can see the 4 methods we are having. Direct personal investigation, we will begin with that. Then indirect oral investigation, information from local sources or correspondence, we will discuss what does it mean. Information through questionnaires and schedules. Okay, so it is categorized into mailing method and enumerators method. Very easy to understand. Now you can pause the video, note it down these 4 points, and one by one I will start discussing these methods. Okay students, now pause the video. Yes students, so now we are going to begin with the first chapter, first method, that is direct personal investigation. So in the examination this question can come, that explain direct personal investigation, its suitability, its merit and demerit, etc. Now let us begin. So it is that method by which data are collected personally by the investigator from the informants. Informant is the person from whom the information is to get collect. The investigator establishes a direct relation with the person from whom the information is obtained. Means it is just like an interview. For example, I need some information, I need some data from you, and I am directly meeting you, that what is your name, what is the name of your father, where do you live, etc. These such kind of questions, for example. And this is just like an interview, and whatsoever the data will be collected by this method, that is called, that is primary data, and that is under the heading direct personal investigation. As the name is speaking by itself, direct personal investigation, when we personally meet the person from whom the data is to be collected. Okay, very easy to understand. Now let us discuss what are its suitability. Now you can see on the blackboard. So suitability, when the field of investigation is not very large, means for example, whensoever we are going to collect this kind of, using this kind of method, the field of investigation is not very large, means limited informants are there from whom the data is to be collected. There are only some people, I am taking an example, let's say only 10 persons from whom the data is to be collected. So field of investigation is not very large. Okay, for example, there are 52 students now in plus 1 class. If I am going to ask the students, are you getting from my online video, is there any problem you are facing while reading this topic, the content written on the blackboard, then I can ask one by one from all the students. But if there are 500 students, so it may not be possible for a single teacher to ask from each individual that is there any problem. So it is suitable when field of investigation is not very large. Second, when high degree of accuracy is required. For example, I am going to ask you what is the name of your father, and for example you are telling me the name Paramjeet. So there can be JIT, there can be JEET. So this sort of information may often get incorrect. So when I need, or anyone needs, high degree of high accuracy, so this method is suitable. And third is information is to be kept secret. Whensoever we are not going to discuss that data in the socially, then information is to be kept secret, then this data is helpful, suitable, that is the right word. Then what are its merits? Very easy to discuss. The first one is originality. So data collected by direct personal investigation is very original, because I am directly asking you and you are directly telling me what is the matter, what is the information, so the data is have a high degree of originality. Second is accuracy. Whatsoever the data will be gathered, that will be having a high degree of accuracy. Students, I have mentioned here the name of the heading. You can also write in this manner in a single line. The data have a high degree of originality, data have a high degree of accuracy. You can write with your own wording also if you are able to understand. Now from both the parts you can write down in your fair notebook, and then we will start discussing its demerits, and then the second method will be discussed. Now you can pause the video and note it down in your fair notebook. Yes students, so now we are going to discuss the demerits of direct personal investigation. In short form we usually say DPI. So first one is difficult to cover wide area. As I told you earlier that if there are so many persons, here area means not geographical area, here area means when there are so many informants from whom is data is to be collected. Okay, there are, let's say, 1000 students in a college, and from each individual the principal of that college or the dean of that college or the HOD of that college will not be able to get the information. Very easy to understand. So it is difficult to cover wide area by using this method, because directly we have to meet the informant, and one by one when we will be meeting that informant, it will take a lot of time. Second is costly. So here costly is, this method is costly in terms of money. It will involve, this is expensive in terms of money, because so many investigators will be required to collect the data. So they all will be get some salary, they all will be paid. So in terms of money this method is costly. Then it is time taking data, so it is also costly in terms of time and efforts. So many efforts will be used for covering such by using such method. So this is the second demerit of the direct personal investigation. Now students, think of it with the examination point of view. There will be 3 marks question. What do you mean by direct personal investigation? You have to write this into your own wording if you are aware that what actual the concept is. Then there may be written, write its merit and demerit. So if 3 marks question is there, you can write 1 merit or 2 merits and 2 demerits. Okay students, very easy to learn. Then the second method which we are going to touch now, that is indirect oral investigation. As it is, the name is speaking by itself, indirect oral investigation. First word is indirect, means directly we are not meeting with the person. Second word is oral means we are not directly getting the information from the person from whom the information is required, and it is oral investigation, not any written method, not any by writing anything on the form or anything. So oral, so it is simple. It is that method by which information is obtained not from the person regarding whom the information is needed, it is collected orally from the other person. That other person is called witness. Okay, for example, you need some information regarding me and you are not able to directly communicate with me, for example, and you are asking about me, about Amritpal sir from your any classmate, that from what is the phone number of Amritpal sir, or any information regarding me. And there may be this method is called indirect oral investigation. It is suitable also. There are some merits of this method also, there are some demerits of this method also, but this is the method, means when we are not able to directly communicate with the informant, there may be so many reasons, and this method is called indirect oral investigation. I hope that you all are getting very easy to understand. Okay students, now pause the video here, you can see whatsoever the concept are written here. Then we will start discussing its suitability, then its merit and demerit, then this video will be over. Yes students, so now we are going to discuss that where indirect oral investigation is most suitable. You can see on the blackboard I have written the suitability of this method when the area of investigation is large, means when there are so many informants, and for example our principal sir is getting information from me, whether the plus one students are doing good or not, whether they are able to understand it or not. So here area investigation is very large. There are 52 students in plus one class, so many students, 70 students are there in, let's say, plus two class, then about 120 to 30 students are there in 10th classes. So it will be difficult for principal sir to get in touch with all the students, and he is asking from their class in charges orally, is there any problem or everything is going through. This is just an example, students. So when area of investigation is large, this method is very suitable. Second is, it is not possible when it is not possible directly contacting the concerned informants, as I was stating earlier. Means, for example, you are trying to get information from me, you are trying to get information about me, okay, but I am not able to directly communicate with you. You are not having my phone number, you are not having any concerned information about me, so you are getting my information from any other person, and then it is suitable when it is not possible directly meeting with the concerned person, okay. Then third is, the concerned person is not capable of giving information because of their ignorance and illiteracy. So there may be a chance when the informant is not educated enough to get the information, to give the information. He is not able to understand our language, he is not able to read, he is not able to speak. So due to their ignorance or illiteracy, this method is suitable when the informant is not educated enough or smart enough, okay. And thank God I am literate also, and I am having that much skill also that you are able to communicate with me. Yes, then it's merit. First one is wide coverage. So this method is helpful to cover the wide area. So many information we can get from the large informants, because orally we are going to collect the data. Second is less costly. So this method is relatively less costly as compared to direct personal investigation. Means this method takes less effort, this method takes less manpower, this method takes less time, this method takes less money. So this method is less costly, this method is cheaper in terms of money, time and efforts as compared to direct personal investigation, because direct personal investigation is very expensive in this aspect. And third is simple. So this method is very simple. This is a relatively a simple approach of data collection, because indirectly we are getting the information, okay students. So after writing this, students, we are going to discuss the demerits, then will be winding our video, and then we will be meeting in our next video, okay students. Now you can pause the video. Yes students, so now we are going to discuss the demerits of indirect oral investigation. So the first demerit you can see, that is less accurate. So this method is less accurate because the information is obtained from the person or persons may get wrong. You are asking something about me from someone else, so there may be a chance that the information whatsoever you are getting, that may get wrong, okay, not very difficult to understand. Second is doubtful conclusions. So whatsoever the data you are gathering by using this method, that may have doubtful conclusions. You can see this method may lead to doubtful conclusions due to the carelessness of witness. So the witness may be careless. There may be so many areas where you are getting the information is doubtful, okay. So in this manner we have completed two methods of collecting of primary data, and this is the homework, students. Read and write all the topics covered in the video we have done so far, and prepare test of chapter number 1 of the book statistics, okay students. And if you are facing any problem, you can call me at this number 9465759157. And students, there is a small information. Your app, current diary app, you have to update it in your mobile phone, okay. So you will get all the relevant information from that application, okay students. And now I am going to take a leave. So two methods we have covered, and in this weather we all are trying that your inch by inch we are going to cover our syllabus. So while sitting at home, make a fixed timetable, and don't forget, you all are awesome. Thank you very much.